Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Libra. If Libra is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so Libra, our card tonight is the Six of Discs, which has everything to do with success, being quite successful. All right. Okay, let's see what these tea leaves are going to show us tonight. And so if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. Also, if you would like to hit the like button or leave a comment, I would love to hear from you. Absolutely. If you're new to the channel, definitely shout it out in the comments section. All right, so what's going on here? We got this wild energy of things really coming together, especially in the physical realm, because the discs are the earth element, okay? And the earth element is all about our physical world, our base reality, our consensus, collective physical world that we live in. And so when we see that there is success happening there, we know that it must be something within our life, right? That is tangible, that is playing out in our waking world, okay? So I want to see kind of what that might be. Now, I saw somebody mowing. That was like the first big thing that I saw. I want to go over to that. So it looks like we have a person standing here. Here's the head, the body, the mower. Now it looks like we also have a tree. It looks like maybe an animal over here. I'm imagining something like a little homestead or like the house you've always been dreaming of, and you have the yard that you have always wanted, and you're out there, you're taking care of it, you're doing the lawn, you're gardening, you're composting, you're, saving rainwater or whatever it is, right? Taking care of all of the chores and all of the little things that need to be fixed around the place. And I feel like this is it. You've never been more happy, right? This is what success feels like for you. That you have this little place, this little piece of land, this little life that you have created, and it's all yours, right? Now, it doesn't have to be that you own, right? You could be renting, and maybe you've lived there for a long time, years, 10, 15, 30 years. And it feels like your place. This is your place in the world. And I think that you take a lot of pride in upkeeping, and it's not just for appearance, right? I feel like you're somebody who cares about quality. You're somebody who, something breaks, you're not just going to throw it away. You're going to figure out, how can I maybe fix this or modify it, or, get a part that, to replace. You're handy. You like projects. You like to be busy. And I feel you in this kind of almost blissful state as you are going about your business. Now, with the mowing, that's why I knew that this was a happy thing, because I myself love doing yard work. I love doing yard work. Except for pulling weeds. I feel a lot of conflict in my soul about that. And I just don't like doing it. But the mowing and everything else, oh yes, I love. And so I saw this and I thought, yeah, this is somebody who is kindred, right? This is somebody who, you know, you enjoy those afternoons, or maybe it's, you know, midday, morning. You like to get out there and be out in the beauty of the out of doors and doing your thing. And with the tree, it does. It really represents to me that you've put down roots. You've found a place that you want to stay and you want to take care of it. It's not this big hassle. You don't feel put out or angry about the fact that you have things to do. Oops. And it's almost kind of like a privilege, right? And that's, listen, when we get to that point in our life, I remember when I was a teenager, I did not want to go out and mow the lawn. Are you kidding me? I don't want to do that. It's hot out there. Now, as an adult, like a full, older lady, I am up, twinkle toes, floating across the air, excited, humming and all the other things when I know, oh, I got a day where I can be outside, I can get my hands in the dirt, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to go work on the garden, I'm going to go mow the lawn for a couple hours. I know nobody's going to be interrupting me. I'm just going to be doing my thing. And yeah, it doesn't feel like a chore. It feels like a privilege. And I think that's a little piece of enlightenment, honestly. I feel like when we can get to this state of mind where we find gratitude, where we find, we recognize our privilege in things, and we honor the fact that, yeah, we're lucky. I'm lucky enough to have the time, to have the means to get out there and garden, to to have a place to clean, to whatever. And it makes life so much worth living when we get there. And I see you really in that. It feels like light. It feels like a very light place. Now, did you fall into this? No. Have you had to work hard to get yourself to this alignment? Yes, absolutely. You've done some deep work to even begin to start to see the world is not all doom and gloom, right? And there are a lot of things to be happy and excited and wondrous and everything else. Existence is miraculous. And you are no stranger to that fact. And this is one of the great successes of your life. Not only being able to perceive your world in this way, but because it really does open your mind, your heart, your soul. I think that it allows for a flow of good fortune to come into your life. Because you're not so closed off and resistant to everything. You recognize a good opportunity when you see it. Now, we're going to keep going a little bit here. I want to see what else. What else is happening? It looks like we have... Well, I'm imagining here... We have these dragons, right? We have this dragon here. We have a dragon here. We also have a little baby dragon over here. One over here. And I feel like, well, first of all, we're in the year of the dragon, okay? So where there has maybe been some struggle in the beginning of the year, and things have maybe been, frustrating. That's the feeling I'm getting. You've been frustrated about some things, and I think made a really you made a really intentional decision to switch it up, right? Instead of focusing on all that's going wrong this later half of the year, I'm going to focus on what's going right. And I feel like that, and it really is, it's so simple and it's so difficult at the same time, right? To get ourselves reoriented into experiencing the world differently instead of, I'm carrying a flower pot that is beautiful and I got it at a garage sale and I love it and I've had it for years and I'm carrying it out to, plant a beautiful new flower that I was given, and I stumbled a little bit and it fell and it broke, and the heartbreak. I love this thing. I love it. And I found it in this most beautiful place. I just happened to stop at a garage sale and I met some, really interesting people while I was standing there talking, and then this beautiful pot was there and it felt like it was meant to be. And then here these years later, I've dropped it and I feel such a loss and the world is just against me. It's doom. Or, I dropped it, a pang of sadness. But you know what? I'm going to pick up those pieces, and maybe if I even break them down a little more, I can turn it into a stepping stone, because these are gorgeous little, fragments of pottery here. And I'm going to turn it into something else. It won't go to waste. It won't be forgotten. It's just changed. It's transmuted into something else. And it is my privilege to assist on this journey of transformation. You see what I did there? Now listen, it's not always that easy. I know that. I am no stranger to stinking thinking, right? But what I do, I look at this and I feel like you've changed your outlook, your disposition, and it has allotted a lot of blessings in your life. And for you to recognize them and take hold of them. And so I see in this next period of time a real flourishing, vibrant, light energy. I feel like you're feeling energetic for the first time in a while. Like you're finally getting the sleep that you need. Restorative. You wake up, you're not half drained and dragging yourself along to get going in the morning or whenever you wake up. No, you're meeting the day and you're thinking, yeah, I slept pretty good. Had some dreams. Didn't have to wake up to go to the bathroom too many times. Shout out to getting old, right? And it feels good. It just feels good. And I see you taking advantage of those blessings. And I want to go over here and we're going to just do a couple or three. We'll do 3 of our Oracle of the Radiant Sun cards. And I'm just going to kind of see for some clarification about what might actually be transpiring during this really positive turn in your life. Okay, so I'm going to just flip through, and this is how I do it because it gets messy otherwise. We have inspiration. That seems to make sense to me. Acquisition. Ooh. All right. That might be real good luck coming. Oh, but some drama. A little bit of drama. Now, here we go. I want one more clarifying card because I want to see, okay, versatility. Okay, so I feel like, and I'm going to just kind of, hopefully we can see, yeah, we can see them. Also, let's just look at the numbers. 12, 2, 5, 3. Okay? All right, so there are numbers on there. Now, sometimes I see numbers in the tea leaves, sometimes not. If you're looking for lucky numbers, we'll go with 12, 2, 5, and 3 today. Okay. So we have inspiration, acquisition, a little bit of drama, but also being quite versatile, right? So to me, what this says is you're getting into a place of like seeing your opportunities, right? Taking hold of them, making something of them. And this is creating an environment here for you to gain, really, right? So maybe that is like, you know, you're buying your first house, or you're getting that apartment you really want, or, you know, your car gave out and now begrudgingly you're kind of, I don't want to buy another car, but here we go. I've been putting it off for some years and I have a little something saved and now I'm going to splurge a bit, and you do it and yeah, hey, that feels good, right? Even though I know it's in your nature, Libra, to be maybe a little bit more reserved about especially spending, right? But just kind of maybe being a bit of a minimalist, or not really putting a lot of stock into having the nice things, or being too showy or whatever. But I feel like, yeah, there's this energy of allowing yourself to do a little more than you usually would. Okay. So we have that. Now we have the drama. Okay. And inevitably, no matter when we're making some kind of change in our life, if it's good, if it's bad, you know, in between, something is going to come about, right? The best example for what that I always think of, right, is moving. Okay, so we might find a place that we love. So much better than where I've been living. It's closer to work. There are parks. You know, maybe the traffic is better. You have better parking. You know, whatever. It's a beautiful place. You're excited. You have more room, or maybe it's less room. It's easier to take care of. Whatever it is. You have a million reasons to be super happy. But then, and this is true of every move, something goes wrong. Maybe a few things go wrong. And so it's a positive transformation, a positive metamorphosis of your life. But yeah, there's going to be some snags. There's going to be some little dramas. And especially if you have people around you who maybe are prone to jealousy or drama, or know-it-all, or just plain making things more difficult for you. I have to say, I have to share this. As I said it, I was just thinking about the other day, my husband and my daughter and I, we went kayaking. And my husband had my daughter in his kayak with her, or with them. They were together. And the lake we were on, there were a lot of lily pads. And as he was, you know, rowing, or whatever, I guess, is that what you call it? Rowing? I don't know. Whatever. We were propelling himself forward. My daughter was grabbing the lily pads, you know, and it was slowing them down. And my husband said, well, first of all, we don't need to pull on live things. You know, we don't need to hurt these plants for no reason. But, you know, it's making it harder to row. And she turned and she looked at him. She said, Dad, it's my job to make things harder for you. And I just like, okay. I don't know exactly where she got that from. And I don't know how deep that goes, but it made me laugh a little bit. It really did. And, you know, sometimes it is the truth, right? Straight from the babe's name. They do make it a little harder for us, but you know what? It's worth it. It's worth it. Absolutely. You know, no regret in all of the difficulties we have raising our children. But, you know, it's the same as life. When things come easily, I know it feels good. It feels wonderful. But it's when we've really worked for something that we care about. Now, I don't mean, you know, necessarily like working yourself to the bone and doing all that you can to like boost your career and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I get that. Absolutely. But it is the things that, you know, it's like, well, I could imagine if you built a cabin for yourself in the woods, it would feel so much more meaningful than if you just went and stayed at some cabin that was already there, right? Of course, because you worked so diligently, such a difficult task, and it's yours, and it's something that you made, you know, it's something that you did. Same even with allowing yourself to get out of that stinking thinking we were talking about. How difficult it is to climb out of being, you know, upset about every glass of spilt milk there is, right? And transferring yourself into a place of gratitude, right? And that's difficult work, but it is the most meaningful, or some of the most meaningful. And so I see you really just getting through these little dramas, being very versatile, very flexible, you know, and not unlike a duck. This is what I think of. I always think of the duck as being this super just adaptable being. And this is because when you see them out on the lake, right? And somebody goes by on like a jet ski or a boat way out there, and the water starts to, you know, the wake starts to go through the lake, and the water gets choppy, and the duck, oh, he's sitting out there, and instead of getting out of the water, flying away, right, they just sit, they bob up and down, and the waves come through, and you know, it doesn't bother them. They're just kind of doing their thing. It doesn't even seem like they notice, really. And they're versatile in that way, right? They are able to traverse even these choppy waters. And I feel you very much the same. You're getting through all of the dang little hiccups and all of the little, you know, spats and inconveniences and so on. And ultimately, it really lends itself to that greater success that you've been working towards. And that is not something little. No, this is a big thing. And, you know, and I hope that you keep working towards this disposition in life. Now, it's not something that is 100% always sustainable, right? We're going to have our bad days. We're going to have the days where we think the world is coming to an end and everything is falling apart. But we get through them, right? And we work back towards this this beautiful place that you have found yourself, this place of ease, this place of, yeah, that like glorious shining light of consciousness. And you see in the middle, there's the rose, right? And the rose, it is a symbol of the mysteries, right? That mystery of life, that meaningful core thing. A lot of people, I think, you know, it's faith, the relationship to the divine. You know, I think of it as love being the ultimate thing that drives all things. And I'm a romantic and I'm sentimental and I'm a silly lady, I know. But, you know, I look at this and I feel like it is. You are in touch with that stream of that kind of, it's almost the ineffable thing. There's no way to describe it exactly. We have all these kind of, you know, we're stumbling around trying to explain it. Oh, you're standing in the light. You are a being of light. There is a, you know, a lightness, a letting go of the heaviness of torment, of suffering, of, you know, whatever. You're, really, there's no way to fully explain what that thing is. But I feel you very connected to it. Okay, and so let's take a look over here. We have a person that is next to a, oops, wow, part of them fell off. There it went. there's a person still looks like a person, okay, next to a bird who is singing, and we have little hearts coming out. So I do feel like there's really this speaking love into your life. The bird represents the message, okay, the bringer of the word. And we also have, well, it looks like, you know, kind of a reinforcement of the Libra energy over here. But I keep thinking that the tornado sirens are going off. But my husband, shout out to Dove and Serpent Tarot, my husband Paul over there, and you will, if you watch his readings, I think he's going to incorporate some new special things to him. But they're up, my daughter and him are upstairs practicing these instruments that they just got, and they sound like the like way downstairs. I'm just hearing a little bit of the resonance of it, and I keep thinking, oh my gosh, is there a tornado? What's going on? And then yes, I'm realizing they're playing with their instruments. I think my daughter's using the recorder right now, which is like that flute type of thing. And yeah, so I'm sorry, I keep like kind of thinking, what's going on with that? So I feel like, yes, there is this devotion to the love, to, and I feel like it's like you're hearing, it's almost like you're hearing the divine in your life. I feel like you're really tapped into the synchronicities, the symbols, but it feels even like it's auditory. I almost wonder if it's like you've had a conversation with like your guardian angel, or you know, and I think for a lot of us who maybe are kind of clairvoyant or have this kind of psychic openness, we're kind of interconnected in a conscious way to, like, you know, whatever that other stuff is, that unseen stuff. I feel like oftentimes it shows itself through things like hearing a song that just transports you. The first song I thought of is Crimson and Clover. That's one of the first songs I remember when I was a kid hearing that just made me feel in love. You know, I'd never been in love at that point, but I felt like I was in love. And I whenever that song comes on, I'm like, this makes me feel how I feel about my husband. And he's like, why is this a song that reminds you of me? I don't know that he even knew this song before he met me, but it is, because it is. It's like this innocence of love, of innocent love, of a love that is untarnished, right? A love that is young and unique and novel in some ways, but when the novelty starts to wear off, it is a deeper burning. It is a enduring thing. It is, you know, all of the elements being activated, and it feels divine. It feels like an expression of the divine in our life. And I feel you so close to that. I feel you in that. I feel you, you know, and maybe it is that there's a romantic connection here for you, or maybe it is that you're waking up with your eyes wide open and you're seeing, you know, all these kind of clues that spirit is right there with you, woven into all things, including you, right? And that you are activated in that knowledge, right? Heart wide open. That's what it feels like. If your heart had windows, the windows are wide open, you know, and all that beautiful fresh air is coming in, and you know, you are just emanating that love, that love, that love. Now we're gonna go ahead and I'm going to flip through and we're gonna stop here. These are our gratitude affirmation cards, and it says, seed of thankfulness. I practice gratitude towards those I love. I am grateful for the love of those who choose me. Family, mentors, and friends have sown into me, and I sow back with a heart of thankfulness. Practice. Place your hand on your heart and lean into the sensation of love. As you breathe, give gratitude to your love. Give gratitude to your heart for its offering of love. Yes, give gratitude to your heart for its offering of love. So this is perfect. And honestly, as I was doing this reading and I'm thinking about like this feeling that you are basking in, I have my hand on my heart. I am thinking about how this makes me feel to feel you feeling it. And yeah, it is something wonderful. All right, Libra, I'm going to go ahead and tell you I love you because I do, and I thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you, and if you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel. Oh, excuse me. Hiccup. I almost hiccuped there. It really does help the channel. No, don't do it. I feel like I'm gonna... Okay, I'm good. I'm gonna take a little drink. I haven't had the hiccups in quite a while. My goodness. Yes, it really does help the channel. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. Also, if you want to leave a comment, I would love to hear from you. Absolutely. I read all of them and I try to get back to as many as I can. Also, if you're new, definitely shout it out. Let me know that you've come by, you're checking it out. I appreciate all of you who have come from Dove and Serpent Tarot. You've been watching my husband Paul's readings and have been so kind to come over and check out my readings as well. So again, I'll say I love you, I love you, I love you. Take care of yourself. We'll talk real soon. Good night, good night, good night.